Hi, I'm Gary from goldminingbasics.com. Sniping is one of my favorite methods of prospecting. On a hot summer day, you get in the river and float down the river and just pick up gold as you go. Well, maybe it's not quite that easy. In fact, like most all mining, it can be real hard work. But basically, sniping is crevicing underwater. That's where you want to go. You want to use the same method of locating the crevice. You want to work on the inside of the turns. You want to stay in the pay streak. You're just looking underwater now is basically the main difference. The tools you're going to need are fairly simple because you can't carry a lot of tools when you're sniping because you're swimming. So basically all I take is my hammer, my bar, couple of crevice tools, paralocking tweezers, plastic bottle to put my gold in, and my snuffer bottle, and I always take my 10-inch pan with me. Your bottles, your plastic bottle and your snuffer bottle, you want to put a lead weight, or when you get up there, put a couple of rocks in each one to hold them on the bottom. You don't have to worry about your bottles floating away then. Now, the place we're going to go today is quite a drive, and it's quite a hike to get in there, but it's a chunk of river that's been good to me. I've found some nice pieces of gold up there, so I figured that'd be a good spot for us to go take a look today. So we got quite a trip ahead of us, so we better quit talking and better get to moving. So, let's go. Quite a drive in. That road's not as wide as I remember it, but it's been a few years since I've been up here. But this spot up here has been a good spot to me for sniping, so I figure it's worth the drive, and we got quite a hike ahead of us, so let's get going. Okay, that was quite a hike. I'm not sure if I'm getting older or if the trail's getting longer. But right here we're gonna have to suit up. From here on upstream it's swimming, and we'll start looking for some nice crevices and see if this trip's worthwhile. Okay, we're as far as we can go without swimming. So suited up, time to jump in the creek and do some swimming. Okay, we're up in an area here that has some nice bedrock. We're pretty far back in. This area of the river doesn't get much traffic at all. I don't think there's a more inaccessible spot on this river. But we're going to set up here and start working some of this fast water here. Hopefully we can find some nice crevices. The channel's very narrow right in here, so we're not going to find a lot of fine gold. Hopefully we're going to find some heavy gold. But we'll look around here for a bit, and if we don't do any good, we'll head on up around the corner where the river widens out a little bit and take a look up there. So let's get to work. Okay, we're going to take a look down in this area right here. There's a lot of exposed bedrock. A lot of white water too, but hopefully we can find some catches down in here. So let's, I think I'm going to work down in this area right here to begin with. It looks pretty good. Now when you're looking for a crevice, you got to look at every possible location you can. And when you find a crevice that's got gravel packed in it, what you look at is the size of the rocks that are packed in there. You can find a nugget just as big as the rocks that are packed in it. So I look it down to the smallest crevices because any of them can have gold packed in them. Well, my first crevice didn't have any gold in it. Time to locate another. Just a little ways upstream, I located another crevice. It looked really good to me. Nice sharp edges and packed really tight. Now just as a reminder, you want to keep an eye on your tools. You can see in here that I've allowed my crevice tool to get too dull. And it's making getting the rocks out a lot more difficult than it should be. So you want to make sure you maintain your tools so you don't have to work so hard. Now when you're fanning the crevice to get the sand and dirt out, you don't have to worry too much about blowing your gold out. The gold's pretty hard to move, so you can fan fairly aggressively and still your gold will just sit there. And we have our first piece of gold. You'll notice I have a weight in the bottom of my jar. You can use a lead weight or a couple of rocks, but you want to weight that jar down so it doesn't float off. Sometimes you'll have rocks packed in there so tight, the only way to get them out is to bust them up first with your rock pick hammer. When working in the fast water, you want to make sure that if you lose your foothold, you won't end up in a situation that will get you killed or injured. If it's not safe to work there, then don't work there. And we got us a couple more pieces of gold here. When working a crevice, you want to make sure you get down to the bottom of the crevice. Every little piece of rock and sand you can possibly get out, because it doesn't take much for that gold to hide. It gets down in the smallest areas. Well, that was pretty much all that crevice had to offer. It wasn't very big, but it did produce 3 pieces of gold. It's now time to move on and locate another one. Located another crevice here. It wasn't packed as tight as I like, but it was in a good location, and I like the looks of the crevice, and I thought, well, you got to work them all that you can come across, so I thought I'd take a look at it. This crevice was a little easier to work because I was out of the main flow, so it didn't take so much energy to stay in one spot. It made it a little more relaxing to work. I was real pleased to notice as I went further down the crevice, the gold was getting larger. Down at the very base of the crevice itself kind of petered out, but there was some nice cracks in the bedrock, so I figured I'd go ahead and break open the bedrock and take a look. At this point I was getting pretty tired and about ready to call it a day, but that's when I figured I'd clean the last little bit out. That's when I spotted my biggest piece of the day. Made it all worthwhile. Okay, well, I'm calling it a day. Found some nice gold here. I don't know how well the camera will show this, but that piece we found there was a nice piece. I'm guessing that to be 1/4 of an ounce. Got some other nice gold in here. Well, now I gotta get changed and hike out of here. It's gonna be a fairly warm hike today. Well, now if you like what you see, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'm gonna try to do a few more videos before the end of summer. You got any questions, please let me know. Something you want me to cover, I'll try to get to it. Until then, you have a wonderful day.